Hello, my friends. My name is Evelyn Joy, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm going to be talking all about how to be successful on Outschool. I'm going to try to put all of this advice into a concise video. I'm not going to make this very long. In fact, I have less than 30 minutes to make this video. Then I have a class to teach. Excuse me. All right. So, this is what I think is important in order to get bookings on Outschool. So first of all, the subject of your class. So the subject of your class is important because it needs to be a subject that parents are actually looking for. For example, during the school year, parents are looking for academic classes that their children will enjoy. During the summertime, they're looking for a way of entertaining their children, right? But I think personally, the best classes are the ones that combine the two. I teach a class called Spanish Fun for little ones. So make learning fun, right? So your subject matter matters. Try to, teach math, teach reading, teach Spanish, teach science, something that people are looking for during the school year. Second of all, I think the class picture is very important. A lot of people use clip art for their picture and they get some bookings. But me personally, as a parent and as a teacher, I think on that ad, I want to see the teacher. So yes, get your cute clip art, get your cute photo, whatever that represents your class. Maybe you're doing a preschool class and it's a cartoon picture of a preschool, but then use put a little bitty picture of the teacher on there too. So maybe an attention grabbing picture for the class picture, but also stick your picture in there as well, right? A lot of people say don't put text on that picture. I do, but you can choose not to, right? Um, Pricing. So when you are new, I would suggest for a 30-minute class, $5. Why? That's a good way to get your foot in the door. So for me personally, um, I started off charging $5 per class, and my classes were up to 6 students, but then over time I raised it to up to 8 students. As my classes filled up, then I raised my classes to $7 per student per class, right? So start off making less money so that you can begin to get those regular students, begin to draw people in. Um, Work by supply and demand, right? You've got plenty of supply and low demand, so your prices are lower. When you have higher demand and less supply, then you can raise your prices. Right now, you are competitively priced when you are new. That being said, I would never price a class at less than $5 per student for 30 minutes. Why? Because Outschool takes 30%, and you don't want to be making nothing, right? Me currently, right now, all of my classes max out at 8 students at $5 per student. So if I have 8 students sign up, I make $26 in 30 minutes. Pretty good money, right? Sometimes it's less than that, and that's okay too, right? Um, the time of day matters. For example, those morning hours before noon is going to be what maybe homeschool families are looking for. Those afternoon classes, maybe 3 p.m. to 6 or 7 p.m., is what public schools students may be looking for. And weekends, I've heard, also book. I don't currently teach weekends, but that works as well. So it just depends. Experiment. Maybe open some bookings in the morning, open some bookings in the afternoon, see what works best for you. With Outschool, a lot of times you got to throw stuff out there and try different things and see what sticks, see what works. I've tried a few different subjects, and my friends who are successful Outschool teachers as well. They have, maybe I want to teach art, maybe I want to teach science, maybe I want to teach both. But yeah, try a few different classes, see what books for you. And then as classes start to be more popular, and then you can open more times for that, right? I suggest ongoing classes. Why do I suggest ongoing classes? Okay, so here's how it works. One-time classes means just what you thought, one time. So you may have a few people sign up for your class. You only teach them one time. That's the end of making money, right? You have to set up more one-time classes. The ongoing classes are super awesome. I teach Spanish ongoing. So in other words, students can sign up anytime they want to. They can unsubscribe anytime they want to. And so you have a constant flow of students. So maybe week 1, you only have 2 students signed up, but week 2, you have 4. Week 3, you have 6. Week 4, you have 8. Maybe week 5, you have 6 again. But it helps build up your snowball effect of bookings. It helps build up your student base. And there are a lot of parents that are looking for, I want to take a Spanish class all semester, not just a one-time class. I want to be able to count this for homeschooling. I want to be able to count this as extracurricular or what have you, right? Also, ongoing classes, is a way to build relationships with the students. It's a way to have a reliable flow of income. Those one-time classes, they do have a purpose. They're good for advertising your brand, advertising yourself. So do a one-time class every now and then, and it could be helpful, right? Quality teaching. So quality teaching is what keeps you coming back. I've signed my kids up for a multitude of classes with a multitude of teachers, and there have been some teachers that I would never go back to because their teaching was not great. Some of them were rude, some of them were unfriendly, some of them had sound issues. But the ones I would go back to were the friendly, encouraging, awesome teachers, all people I already knew, actually, friends of mine. So be encouraging. Remember that you know, I'm making my goal to make my students smile. Will I always, with every student, reach that goal? Maybe not. But I want to be a bright spot in their day. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know if they're in lockdown. I don't know if they never get out of the house. I don't know what they're going through. Maybe this is their only chance to socialize with other students. I don't know. But I want to bring a smile to their face when teaching them. I love it when my students say, "Oh my goodness, I loved your class so much. It made me so happy. I can't wait to have more classes with you," or, "Oh, the 30 minutes is already over. I can't believe it. I wish it would go on forever." I love hearing that because that means I've done my job of not only teaching, but also encouraging my students. Um, Good lighting and sound. I actually don't use a headset when I'm teaching with Outschool. I use a headset when I'm teaching with VIP Kid. Why? Because I share my screen and I share videos. And in order to share the sound on the videos, I can't have the headset plugged in. But if you want to, plug in a headset, unplug a headset, whatever you want, it's up to you. Um, but yeah, good lighting and good sound. Aren't you glad I'm not making this video like this? Wouldn't that be lower quality? So this is bright and inviting. A nice educational background is nice as well. Um, Use the Zoom features. So with the Zoom features, you can mute mics. So a lot of times, maybe you have one student who their parents are fighting in the background, or one student who there's just a lot of static on their end. Don't feel bad about muting their mics because you are improving the experience for all of the students because every student can hear that annoying background noise. And so you may just say, and you may not know who has the background noise. So you may just like mute one person at a time until the sound goes away, and then you know who it was. And you can say, you can mute the students and they have to unmute themselves, but you can click and send a request for them to unmute themselves. And occasionally there's students that even when they're unmuted, you can't hear them and you have to ask them to write in the chat box. I've noticed with older students, they don't like to turn their cameras on, or sometimes they choose to turn them off during a video or something for better reception. I allow that. Outschool requires that you see the student at least once so that you can confirm their identity. If I've taught them in past classes and I recognize their voice, I'm not a stickler with that rule. But yeah, I've never kicked a student out of a class. I have turned off a student's camera. One student very innocently brought us to the bathroom with her. She brought her iPad to the bathroom and I just turned off her camera and she was perplexed as to why her camera was off, and then I had to explain. please don't bring us to the bathroom. We don't want to see anything we're not supposed to see, you know? So yeah, you can turn off cameras if necessary. You can mute mics. And if you ever had a situation where you had to kick a student out of the class, you could do that. I would only do that my child got kicked out of a class before and it was devastating. So please don't do that to students, actually. Your description is important, but I have talked to teachers who think that the description is the most important thing. Me as a parent, it's not the most important thing. I forgot to mention the video. Make sure you make a short, concise video. Just welcoming the students, introducing the class. It's just maybe a 2-minute video or 1-minute video. Make sure every single class you make that video. Why? There's an app for students where they can add classes to their wish list for their parents. So what they can see is they can see the class photo, which hopefully has the teacher in it so that, right away they click you. They can see the video, they can see the title of the class, and they can see like the first couple sentences of what the class is about. They can't even see the description in the student portal. Me personally, I've signed my kids up for dozens and dozens of classes, and I'm the personality of a person that I did not read the description of any of those classes. There are other parents that they're going to be in depth, they're going to be reading all the descriptions, they're going to be checking everything. That's just not my personality. I I want to see my main things is the picture, the video, actually I don't even watch the video either, but other people do. Okay. The picture, the title, the time of day, and the price. So if it works with my schedule and the price is right and the subject looks interesting and it's for my kids' age group, awesome. Also, I tried to sign my kids up for a friend of mine's class, and she had clicked strict on the age group. So even though my kid was a year too old, I couldn't sign her up for that class. So don't click strict on the age. Like, put the age span of like 4 years or whatever, but then also don't click that it's strict, because then people outside of that age range can't sign up for it. So I was only able to sign up 2 of my kids instead of 3 of my kids for her class, which I was trying to help her out getting started. So just 2 of my kids are taking her class, but oh well. There are some helpful Facebook groups, so check out Facebook for different Outschool communities, and you may have opportunities. There's specific rules in those groups as far as posts and stuff like that. But yeah, let me go back to the Zoom features. So the Zoom features, you can mute mics, you can spotlight. So the spotlight is very important. In the beginning of class, I go through and I welcome each student, right? As they arrive to class, I spotlight their video. Just the ones that come on time, though. If they come and we've already started class, I'll just be like, "Oh, hey, welcome. I'm so glad you made it," you know? Um, do I give secondary rewards? Occasionally, do I give rewards? Occasionally, I'll give a gold trophy or, sorry, I fell down, a giant ice cream cone. If if all of the students come to class, I'll give them a giant ice cream cone. I'll give them a gold trophy. Um, yeah. And a lot of times you'll have students that sign up for a class and they don't come and they don't tell you why. You do not owe them a refund. In fact, you should not refund them because, okay, I'll tell you the situations that I give a refund. If someone says, "We're not going to be able to come to class today, we'll see you next week," I'm like, "Okay, cool. Thanks for telling me." I don't give a refund. If they say, "I'm so sorry, she's sick today and it's the first time that they've missed," I'll give a refund and I'll say, "I hope you feel better soon." But when I give the refund, I write, "This is a gift from the teacher." I specify so they don't think that it's required of me to reimburse them, because that's not the policy. Um, so yeah, but generally speaking, if they sign up for your class and they pay for it and they don't come to class, that money is still owed to you because they are taking up the time slot that a paying customer could have taken up. So, yeah. Um, so yeah. So let's go back over it. The subject of your class matters, your class picture matters, your class video matters, your profile matters. Yeah. Try to have good lighting on your profile. You could have like a nice headshot, or you could just have a nice picture with an educational background, or just a blank wall or something. But good lighting, happy, friendly face for your profile. Put a video on your profile as well. Your price matters. I would say no less than $5 per 30-minute class per student, no more than $10. Um, Me personally, I do the $5 to $7 range, but some people go up to 10 and they get bookings as well. The time of day matters. And remember, our students are all over the US. And occasionally, I had one student from Ireland. I've had a few students from Canada. I've had a couple of students from England. The majority of my students were from the United States, but sometimes they're on the East Coast, sometimes they're on the West Coast. So when I say morning hours may be different depending on the time zone. So it may be afternoon for you, but it may be morning for someone else, right? So, yeah, the time of day matters, but it really depends on the student as far as when they're available. Um, Quality teaching matters to keep students coming back, and also getting those 5-star reviews to build your profile, right? Good lighting and sound. Use the Zoom features. How did I forget an E in that word? I don't know. Use the Zoom features. um, Mute and spotlight and share your screen. Also, if you share a video, you have to you click share screen when you're sharing like a YouTube video or something. You have to click 2 boxes to share the sound on the video so that the students have quality sound for the video as well. Your description does matter, but to me personally, it's not the most important thing. And you can join some Facebook groups to help advertise yourself. So, something about Outschool you may or may not know is that as people begin to click the little heart on your profile, they're following you. And a lot of people, like myself, they may have their Instagram or their Facebook connected to Outschool. So when they're scrolling through Facebook, they'll see, if they followed you, they'll see ads for your class. So say they took a Spanish class, they followed you, they see an ad for your gardening class, which I teach gardening as well. And so that's a cool way to get more bookings. Oh, we really liked that teacher. Another reason to have your face on there. Oh, they can see right away. That's teacher Evelyn. She's teaching gardening. Cool. Rather than just a clip art of a garden that tells them nothing about class other than gardening's the subject, right? So have the picture of the teacher on there along with some fun clip art or whatever you want to have. So when they're scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Instagram is when they see those ads, right? And then also on their email, if they're following you, they each week get a list of the teachers that you're following have opened new classes. So the teacher that you're following that taught a Spanish class before is now also teaching a show and tell animals class, a gardening class, what have you. I also have a group on Facebook that is Outschool Coach Teacher Evelyn Joy, and you're welcome to join it. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. Have a great day. Bye.